Hi guys, so we're on to game 8 of the season, and for the past 2 weeks, we've been playing Snake Pit, released by Bally Sente in 1984. As I mentioned last time, this game is an unusual control scheme. You had a joystick to attack, and a trackball for movement, and this put a few people off, because it requires a bit of fiddling to get going. Personally I didn't find it that difficult. I was using RetroArch, and that defaults to using the mouse, and then you just have to map the attacks to the keyboard. The game plays a bit like a twin-stick shooter, but you've got a short-range weapon rather than a gun. The game proved to be a bit Marmite. Some people really disliked it, but personally, I really enjoyed it. I found the movement with the mouse very intuitive, and the attacking worked fine. I enjoyed learning the game and gradually getting further. Other than not having a huge amount of time, the thing that put me off playing further was Wave 18. The game goes dark, and there are traps in the floor that you can't see. The difficulty really ramps up, and it's basically just a wall. As I said, I thought it was pretty good, so let's take a look at the scores. The controls I think put a few people off, and we've only got 11 scores here. We've got a few stragglers at the bottom, then kind of middling scores in the middle, Colin with 53,000, through to Gradius 57,300 with 66. We've then got Graham, our current leader, in 5th with 107,000. Our next 3 all ended up really close. This was hitting that Wave 18 wall. I'm in 4th with 159,000, Blue Yak is in 3rd with 160,000, and then Tiny Lou is in 2nd with 161,000. All good performances there. Our winner though was the submitter of this game. I think he spent a long time getting stuck on Wave 18, but eventually managed to get past it, the only one to do so. I didn't really fancy putting in that grind, but reaping the rewards at the top is Milthy. Taking his second win of the season, he's finished on 183,000. Great job there, and I think this was a pretty good choice. An interesting one for sure. So let's take a look at the league table. So we've got a bit of movement with this one. In part, that's because I've removed those that only have played one game, because at the end of the season, I'll be imposing a 5-game minimum. In particular, that was Charlie Farr, who won Bosconian, so that means the win goes to Graham. And all the other scores are adjusted too. In the top half, we've got Gradius moving up 3, Wee Bob is up 1, I'm up 4 with that 4th place finish, and then Blue Yak, he's up 3. In our top 3, Milthy has moved ahead of Tiny Lou after his win here, and he's also closed the gap to Graham. Graham's still 99 points ahead, so it's still conceivable that he could be caught. With Snake Pit done, let's move on to our next game. Okay, so we're on to game 8 of the season, and I've got 11 games on the wheel here. Remember, if you don't play the last game, then you don't get your game on the wheel. Milthy won the last one, and he's added Bad Dudes vs Dragon Ninja. So let's set things going and see what we get. Okay, here we go. Is it going to be Paperboy? Oh, and it's just ticked over. So it's Yia Kung Fu from Blue Yak. I know this was a popular C64 game. I don't actually know much about the game, so I'll go make a short video and be back in a sec. So our 8th game of the season is Yia Kung Fu, released in 1984 by Konami. Like Gradius that we had before, this game is iconic, and influenced many games that came subsequently. Unlike Gradius though, which I feel still holds up today, this one feels a bit more janky. I've not played it before, but a couple of goes, and I was certainly struggling. Maybe it's one where you need to work out how to play, but unlike games like Street Fighter, it feels far less intuitive. It's nice to have these iconic games, and we'll see if it grows on me. We'll be using the program code I version, which is gr.zip, and default settings as usual. I hope people enjoy this one, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks with the scores. See you then.